So the Dust Devil Warbond has finally dropped, bringing a whole arsenal of weapons, tactical armor, and some seriously devastating new stratagems. It will cost you 1000 super credits, or a massive grind of 863 medals to unlock everything. So the big question is any of this stuff actually any good? Are we looking at a revolutionary new toolkit for spreading managed democracy, or just a pile of scrap that's better left in the desert? Let's find out. Now, let's talk about the weapon that has the entire community buzzing, the AR-2 Coyote. Let's just be direct, this might be one of the best assault rifles, if not one of the best primaries ever added to Helldivers. It's the first assault rifle in game that comes with both medium armor penetration and incendiary rounds, and that combination is absolutely monstrous. Let's talk numbers. It has a solid 75 damage per shot and a huge 45 round magazine. That large mag means you can keep firing on hordes of enemies without constantly reloading, which is a lifesaver in a frantic firefight. The medium penetration lets it tear through the armor on common annoyances like Hive Guards, Brew Commanders, and Automaton Devastators without much trouble. But the real magic here is the fire damage. Against bugs, it's a game changer. Most of these small stuff like Hunters and Pouncers will die from a single shot, and the burn damage that follows. This makes it incredibly ammo efficient. You can just tap fire into a swarm, light up multiple enemies, and watch them drop while you deal with the big problems. The fire also makes enemies less accurate, which is a nice defensive bonus while they're burning to death. Against automatrons, the Coyote is surprisingly great. The medium pen lets you challenge Devastators and Berserkers without having to perfectly hit their weak spots, and set them on fire causes their accuracy to tank. It even handles Scout Striders pretty well. While it might not be the absolute best bot killer primary compared to something specialized like the Scorcher, its versatility is generally off the charts. And against the squids, it's excellent with its crowd control capabilities against the Voteless. A single headshot can take down a Voteless near instant, and if that's not enough, then the fire will finish the rest. This goes the same against the Overseers who have medium armor that in other cases may be difficult to deal with. With the Coyote now, that's a thing of the past. It will shred the armor and inflict fire damage as time goes on, so you don't always need to kill them outright with the weapon if you don't want to. Against the flesh mobs, it's advised not to use the weapon as a quick way to kill the following, as they soak up way too much damage to make a large difference. However, I will say that the weapon and its incendiary rounds does make a noticeable effect if you intend to weaken them first and then use a heavy weapon afterwards. The recoil on the weapon is steady and mostly vertical, so it's generally easy to control, and it can use a full range of scopes and attachments to fit how you play. Honestly, the AR-2 Coyote alone could be worth the price of the Warbond. It's generally powerful, efficient, and just incredibly satisfying to use against every enemy. This is a top tier primary that will absolutely earn a spot in your loadout. Next up is our new grenade, the G7 Pineapple, and folks, this thing is just chaos in a can. When you throw it, you get an initial explosion that scatters a bunch of smaller bomblets over a wide area. Basically, it's a miniature eagle cluster bomb you can carry in your pocket. This grenade is king of area of effect. Its whole purpose is to wipe out swarms of light enemies, and it does a job better than almost any other grenades in game. See a bug breach, toss a pineapple into the middle of it, and watch the kill feed go wild. It's also amazing for clearing out nests, especially in those new underground hive missions where enemies are pouring out of every hole in the wall. You could just chuck one into a room before you enter and let it do the dirty work. Against most grouped enemies, it's a lifesaver. One well-placed pineapple could delete an entire patrol of hunters and scavengers. It's also perfect for creating some breathing room. If you're getting swarmed, throwing one at your feet as your backup can seriously thin out the enemies chasing you, giving you a chance to stim or reload, if you're successful of course. But of course, do remember that just like the cluster bomb stratagem, it can have near the same friendly effect fire in place. The cluster spread is wide and a little unpredictable, but as long as you're aware as to where you throw it, you should be generally fine. Now, the new armor sets, the DS42 Federation Blade Heavy Armor and the DS191 Scorpion Medium Armor. Style-wise, they absolutely nailed the whole Desert Warrior vibe, but the real headline here is the new passive they share, Desert Stormer. This passive gives you a significant resistance to fire, gas, acid and even arc damage. On top of that, it gives you throw and arm a noticeable boost as well. This basically matches the best parts of acclimated and servo-assisted passives into one sleek package. Against the Termites, this is a massive advantage. You're constantly dealing with the Biosphere Acid and Hunter Slows, and this armor makes you that much tougher to kill. You can even walk through the flames of your own incendiary attacks without a care. Against the Automatrons, that fire resistance is a lifesaver when you're staring down a flamethrower Hulk. So, is it a must-have? The resistance are incredibly useful and will definitely boost your survivability, especially on those chaotic missions where elemental damage is flying everywhere. The extra thrown range is fantastic quality of life perk you'll feel immediately, and while it might not have the raw offensive punch of a damage boosting passive, the utility here is just undeniable. If you're tired of dying to acid puddles or your own napalm, this armor is a direct fix. It's a very strong start for this Warbond. Now, a Warbond isn't just about the guns, and Dust Devil delivers some spicy new toys to cool down from your Super Destroyer. First, we have the S11 Speargun. This is a support weapon that fires a single high damage spear that releases a small gas cloud on impact, confusing enemies and doing some damage over time. It's a fun concept, but its performance can be niche. The damage is enough to one-shot most medium enemies and can even pop a Hulk with a perfect shot to the faceplate, but the agonizingly long 3.5 second reload can be a killer at times. The gas is a neat trick for a bit of crowd control, and when used right, it can hold down key areas from being overrun. And while there's no big enemy killer, it can take on Bio-Titans and Hulks and Chargers and all such, if you take your time. I have found that the Speargun to be super reliable when needed on all fronts. Its damage is decent, it holds quite a bit, its gas attack is perfect for crowd control, and it has a place on all fronts when needed. Next up is the EAT 700 Expendable Napalm. This thing is fantastic. It's a disposable rocket launcher that blankets an area in napalm cluster bombs. You get 2 launchers every time you call it down, making it a reliable source of fire you can summon whenever you need it. This stratagem is an absolute horde clear monster. Firing this into a bug breach will rack up dozens of kills in seconds. It's perfect for blocking choke points, defending an objective, or just creating a wall of fire to give your squad some room to breathe. And while it won't kill a Titan, its power to wipe out crowds is top notch. And finally, we have probably one of the most strongest stratagems in the bundle, the Solo Silo. This cools down your own personal missile silo that you can deploy anywhere. It comes with a handheld laser designator that takes up your support weapon slot. You just point the laser, pull the trigger, and a massive missile flies across the map to obliterate your target. This damage is absolutely immense, capable of one-shotting pretty much any enemy in the game, including Bio-Titans and Factory Striders. This gives you a level of long range, pinpoint destruction we haven't seen before. You can snipe enemy fabricators, take out high value targets from hundreds of meters away, and eliminate huge threats before they even become a problem. The catch? It has a fairly long cooldown, and the solo itself can be destroyed. You have to be smart about where you're planted. Still, having a player guided missile strike on call is a complete game changer for strategy. So before we come to conclusion, we've broken down the gear, we've run the numbers, but now I want to hear from you. What do you think of the new Warbond? Is the AR2 Coyote your new main? Have you found a perfect use for the pineapple grenade? Drop a comment below and let me know your build ideas and what you think. I do read them all. And if this guide was helpful and you want to stay on top of more breakdowns, meta-analysis and everything else Helldivers 2, consider delivering a little managed democracy my way by subscribing, liking and commenting. It's a massive help and make sure you never miss a drop. Alright, let's land the pelican and get to the bottom line. Should you buy the Dust Devil Warbond? The answer is a resounding yes. This is easily one of the most viable Warbonds we've got in a long time. The undeniable star of the show is the AR2 Coyote. It's a phenomenal primary weapon that shreds through every faction and gives you an incredible mix of armor penetration and incendiary damage. For a lot of players, the gun alone is worth the 1000 super credits. The EAT Expendable Napalm is an amazing crowd control stratagem that perfectly fills a niche for on-demand area denial. The Solar Silo, while it takes some thought to use, offers unmatched precision firepower that can completely change how you play the game. And the Desert Stormer armor gives you a robust set of resistance that makes you a noticeably tanker in all types of situations. Heck, even the Speargun has strategic use when used correctly. The combination of a top tier primary and some highly effective stratagems make the Dust Devil Warbond a must have for any serious Helldiver. It's a full suite of tools that are not just fun, but generally powerful and meta defining. Whether you're a fresh recruit or a seasoned veteran, this Warbond gives you new effective ways to deliver liberty. Honestly, don't sleep on this one. So that's our full breakdown of the Dust Devil Warbond. It's a package that brings some serious heat to your arsenal, led by that monster that is the AR2 Coyote, and some incredibly new tactical toys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Is the Coyote your new favourite primary? And how are you using the solo silo? Thanks for watching, Helldivers, and I'll see you on the battlefield.